If you think President Trump is Vladimir Putin's puppet, you're dead wrong.
I think we've moved past whether the president is a witting or an unwitting agent of the Russian government.
Can we still call him the leader of the United States?
Treason, bribery, and high crimes and misdemeanors.
These are the same people who took issue with Trump eating 2 scoops of ice cream instead of 1. These are the same people who couldn't even tell the truth about Trump feeding koi fish in Japan. And of course, the never-Trumpers are piling on, including disgraced partisan hacks from the intelligence community like former CIA Director John Brennan, former FBI Director James Comey, and the former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. Let's be honest, no matter what happened at this Trump-Russia summit, Trump was going to be criticized. This is fake outrage. Let's go over the facts. No one has been stronger on Russia's president than Trump. The Trump administration has imposed the toughest sanctions against Russia. President Trump has been working to strengthen our alliances. He's building up our military. How does that help Putin? It doesn't. The Trump administration also enhanced its support for Ukraine's armed forces to help Ukraine improve its ability to defend itself. The Trump administration expelled 60 Russian diplomats and ordered the Russian consulate to be closed. It was also President Trump who called out our allies like Germany for making Russia rich by buying oil and gas from them. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars.
But Germany is totally controlled by Russia because they were getting from 60 to 70% of their energy from Russia and a new pipeline. And you tell me if that's appropriate, because I think it's not.
And it wasn't Trump who was caught on a hot mic telling the Russian president back in 2012 that he would have more flexibility on missile defense after the election.
My last election, yeah. After my election, I have more flexibility.
Yeah, I understand. I transmit this information to Vladimir and let them look.
And it wasn't Trump gallivanting around Russia collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking fees while his partner was Secretary of State. That was Bill Clinton. And speaking of the Clintons, it was Hillary's campaign that colluded with Russia. They're the ones that used a Russian dossier filled with lies from top Russian officials, later used to convince the FISA court to allow the FBI to spy on the Trump campaign. So these romantic cartoons of Trump and Putin are dishonest. The people who say Trump is being too friendly with Putin are the same people who complain about Trump's tough talk and accuse him of being the president who will start World War III. You can't have it both ways. Would you prefer the United States not have an open dialogue with Russia? It's obvious we're better off as a country having an open line of communication. The U.S. and Russia share many common interests from global challenges, terrorism, energy policy, among other things. So not only do we have shared interests, but Russia also happens to have the world's largest stockpile of nuclear weapons. As Trump mentioned in his speech, the U.S. and Russia possess 90% of the world's nuclear weapons. I want to make it very clear. The Russians are adversaries to the United States. They're looking out for their own best interests. They're on the move. Russia did meddle in the U.S. election. I don't doubt it. But did Russia's meddling in the election change the outcome of the election? No. Is it unprecedented for countries to meddle in other countries' elections? No. Just ask Barack Hussein Obama about election meddling. He meddled in Israel's election and even used our taxpayer dollars to build a campaign to oust Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Are we okay with that? Funny how the media yawn over this. And I want to get back to this whole romantic Trump-Putin cartoon situation. Where were the cartoons of Obama and the Ayatollah of Iran? It wasn't the Trump administration that secretly dropped off pallets of cash in the middle of the night to government officials that literally were caught on video chanting death to America.
مرگ بر آمریکا چون آمریکا اون عامل اصلی این فشارهاست.
And guess what some of the billions of dollars that were handed to them are being used for as we speak? If you guessed funding terrorism, you're correct. Also, no one is talking about our complicated relationship with China. China is also an adversary and a threat to the United States. China has been caught red-handed hacking our country many times. China is actually a bigger threat than Russia. All that being said, we should have a sober and logical conversation about foreign affairs and international relations. So if you're feeling upset, angry, dismayed over this Trump-Putin summit, but you didn't flinch at any of the other points I made, then you're probably suffering from a major case of Trump derangement syndrome.